Are you constantly worrying? Do you have anxiety? Maybe before the narcissistic relationship, you weren't a worrier. You weren't an overthinker. Or maybe you were and now it's 10 times worse. There's a reason for it and we're going to talk about it. Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back, guys. JT here, and I hope you are having a fantastic day and a fantastic week, a good start to the new year. It's 2024, and that means it is time for you to shine. It's time for you to become your most authentic self, heal, do everything you've ever wanted to do, become the person you've always wanted to be. I truly believe this in the bottom of my heart, bottom of my soul, that you were put through a narcissistic relationship so that you could awaken, so that you could become chosen, so that you could go on to the right path of becoming your most authentic self. I truly believe that to my core. I would not be here doing this YouTube channel if I did not go through the narcissistic relationship. I would have not gone on my spiritual journey. I would have not found God. I wouldn't have gotten into the best shape of my life. I wouldn't have been able to detox all the dopamine from the world. I've done so much now because of the narcissistic relationship. And I'm not saying that arrogantly, but I'm saying it in a way that I want you guys to understand wherever you are on your healing journey, you can achieve all of those things and much, much more. You have to choose that though. You can't sit in rumination. You can't just not do the healing work. I know it's painful and it's suffering, but you can heal and become your most authentic version of yourself. And I think this video is going to be an excellent video for you to watch to help you progress and understand really on the, the physical level of the human body of what's going on after a narcissistic relationship with your nervous system, with your brain, how your body is functioning. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video, why you worry, why you have anxiety, the PTSD, and I'm going to give you some simple techniques you can do that have absolutely changed my life, and I'll do more in-depth videos on the techniques. And I'm just so grateful for all of you guys. I read all your comments every single day. I try and get back to you within 24 hours, and I'm just so blessed. And I got a bunch of emails this week as well of people going through their narcissistic abusive relationships and post relationships, and you know, it's tough to read some of them. Some, you know, I know your stories can be very, very traumatizing. So I feel for you guys when I do read these emails. You know, it is tough to hear, but just know that you will get through it. I promise you that. And if you're looking for a quicker start to your healing journey and you want to get through it faster, you can always go to the website and check out our 30, 60, 90-day programs. I will also be uploading fitness programs. I've been getting a lot of requests to do fitness programs, which I was a personal trainer for over 10 years and did bodybuilding. I know so much. That's where the vast majority of my knowledge came from in my 20s. So I will be uploading fitness programs, and we'll be doing fat loss, building muscle, and general health programs, and they will be custom. It's not going to be a cookie cutter. I just give you whatever. It's going to be like I have to do a one-on-one consultation with you, understand all your bad habits, your good habits, what your daily routine looks like, what your addictions are, and literally break it all down and build you a custom program. It's the same thing for the dopamine detox program, and I highly recommend that if you do have any addictions to go through a dopamine detox. And you don't need to buy my program or anything. You can go on YouTube and search dopamine detox and get through it. But as I always tell people, you know, having a mentor or, you know, a trainer, like in a personal training aspect, how long does it take you to get the results without the mentor, without the trainer? It's the same thing. You can do the healing journey on your own, 100%. I did it on my own. It just might take a lot longer. I don't want you to take years, a decade, as I've read in comments, 2 decades, 3 decades to heal and still be ruminating about the narcissist. Absolutely not. That is slavery, and I do not want that for anyone. So If you're interested in that, you can click the link in the bio, and I think we're doing 10% off right now for the new year. So you can just put in that discount code. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe. Let's get this out to as many people as possible, because these techniques that I am going to show you truly did help me get rid of my anxiety and help me alleviate the PTSD symptoms. All right, so let's talk about it. So when you're in the narcissistic relationship, right, and we talk about this, it's comfortable because it's relating to your own childhood trauma. It feels comfortable. So we often seek out that comfort, even though it's not good for us, even though it's abusive, even though it's toxic, because it feels normal. We don't think about it on a conscious level, it's subconscious. So what we know about this and what we know about the nervous system. So your vagus nerve, which is, I guess, I don't want to say it's the primary nerve, but it runs from your face and your head through your neck throughout your entire body. And essentially the fight or flight response that happens, if you're about to, get robbed and someone holds you at gunpoint, your body's going to push adrenaline into your system. You're going to go into the fight or flight response, and you're going to be ready to try and survive, right? And the problem is that when you go through a narcissistic relationship or any kind of abuse or traumatic situation, molestation, rape, physical abuse, any emotional abuse, especially emotional abuse, you go through any of those types of things, your nervous system is switching into fight or flight mode. And so there's two different parts. There's the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system is when it's putting you in that response and you have to try and survive. Your body takes things as a threat. So it's like, okay, we got to be ready to go. We got to be ready for anything. When you go through emotional abuse, when you're with the narcissist and you're getting manipulated all the time and cheated to, lied to, and they've created this reality and warped your brain, your body, your physical body is in a state of chaos all the time. Your nervous system is like, oh, what is right, what is wrong? You always have to walk on eggshells, right? You don't know what is right or wrong in a narcissistic relationship. You're scared to even speak out your opinions. Oh, the narcissist's going to lash out. Oh, the narcissist said if I do this, but then she does the same thing. And the narcissist puts us in confusion, and confusion equals chaos. That's what the narcissist loves. They want us to be confused and in chaos. And if you are confused and in chaos in your mind, then that means your body is confused and chaos, which means your nervous system is dysregulated. If your nervous system is dysregulated, what happens is your nervous system blows a fuse. So essentially, when you blow a fuse, when you get warped into the narcissist reality and you're in constant abuse, your nervous system is in the fight or flight response. And what I said about how we feel comfortable, the thing is, comfortable, we feel safe with the narcissist because the narcissist has conditioned us to feel safe. But it's really not. It's the exact opposite. So when you get out of the narcissistic relationship, you don't feel safe because, again, you were in that comfortability, that familiarity of childhood, feeling safe. So now that you're out of the narcissistic relationship, you don't feel safe. And it's on a body level, it's on your nervous system. So you're in a sympathetic state where your nervous system is always like, oh, what's going to happen next? What do I do? Oh, I'm ruminating about the narcissist. You're constantly in chaos. So we need to switch into the parasympathetic, and you can think of parasympathetic as parachute, like slowing down, bringing yourself back to rest and digest, bringing you back to that normal state. And what I've learned with this is when you're out of the narcissistic relationship and our body's nervous system is all jacked up, we blew a fuse, we are now on the opposite pattern of what we should be. So our nervous system is telling us to be in that fight or flight in normal situations. That's why sometimes going out to eat or going to concerts or like just being around people in general, you have like that anxiety feeling in your body. It's because the narcissist programmed that into you because it got flip-flopped. You blew that fuse when you were at the narcissist. So now we have to repair that fuse. And how you do this is Essentially, our brain is super, super intelligent, right? When a new pattern gets established, our body recognizes that and keeps us in that pattern. So now we're in a pattern of being anxious all the time and having PTSD and ruminating about the narcissist and worrying, constantly overthinking every single situation. I was always an overthinker growing up on top of it, but going through the narcissistic relationship put me on a whole nother level because the chaos and confusion just makes you go crazy, right? You feel like you're going crazy. It's because your nervous system is deregulated. You don't know how to act. Your body is like telling you one thing and your mind is telling you another. So the vagus nerve, when there's tons and tons of exercises, and if you buy any of the programs, all the exercises, techniques, grounding techniques all come with all the programs, but you can just go on YouTube, type in vagus nerve exercises, and it'll teach you how to switch from the sympathetic nervous system to the parasympathetic. So for me, I'm just going to give you a quick example before I go into the techniques. I've told you before, my autoimmune disorder or whatever the hell it is, it's been 2 years of testing and surgeries and all kinds of stuff. Essentially, I haven't gone out to eat and had a normal meal in a year and a half. I've tried to go out probably 6 or 7 times with friends, and I physically cannot eat because I have the symptoms, like I have ulcers and my throat is super irritated. And when I try and eat, when I've tried to go out, my nervous system is like on edge because I've choked in a restaurant now in this past 2 years 4 or 5 different times. And so I've created PTSD in my brain. So now anytime I'm out, I can't eat. You could give me a bowl of soup and my throat still like tightens up because the anxiety, our muscles here contract and push. And because I already have the symptoms of whatever the hell is going on from the narcissist autoimmune disorder, they do a number on us, guys, on our mental health and our physical health. And so what happens is I'm out and I'm in the sympathetic nervous state. So I'm in anxiety. My body feels anxiety and I like physically just can't eat. And I've tested this many times. I'll take the food to go, and by the time I get in the car and I'm like, oh, I'm relaxed. There's not like a million people around and I can eat the food in the car. How does that make sense? It doesn't, right? Because it's all in the mind. It's all mental. It's all the nervous system. So we need to learn in situations, if you get anxiety now going out to eat or trying to meet up with a group of people out at a bar or whatever it is, you need to switch your nervous system from sympathetic into parasympathetic. And by doing this, you can stimulate the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is what's going to save you immense amounts of time and healing. You're going to be able to get your body to learn this new pattern because you're in the old pattern, what you learned with the narcissist. So now we need to switch our body. We got to fix that fuse. And during normal situations, we need to be in the parasympathetic. We need to be calm. Right now, we're not calm. So there's a bunch of different techniques. Like I said, the vagus nerve runs all through here. One that I really love is, just deep breathing exercises. So you can take the double breath, you inhale, and then you take another breath, small breath at the top. You pretty much are getting all that carbon dioxide. You're filling up your lungs as much as possible. And then you exhale. Do 3 or 5 of those, and that'll calm your nervous system down. And then taking it a step further, the vagus nerve runs through the uvula, which is where I have all my issues, is in my throat. So this one helps me immensely. You take a deep breath. Hum, and then you just hum, and you vibrate that nervous system. You vibrate that vagus nerve, and it vibrates all through your uvula, through your mouth, through all the nervous system down into your throat. And you do that, you take a deep breath, you close your mouth, and you try and do a low tone and just hum and vibrate that vagus nerve. And that will put you into a sympathy. I swear to God, guys, I swear on my life, these exercises with the vagus nerve specifically, you can do your research. Type in anything vagus nerve exercise, do your research. They are the best thing for anxiety, any kind of PTSD, anything where you're just nervous all the time, overthinking, worrying. The vagus nerve exercises are the best thing you can do. I promise you that. So that's one way to stimulate, and then we can use our hands to stimulate. So there's soft glands underneath our eye right here. You take 1 or 2 fingers and you just slowly massage, slowly massage. You can do this for like 3, 5, 10 cycles, And then you're going to slide your hand up to your temple, and you're going to do the same thing. And you're just rotating and go back and forth. And you just keep doing that. That's one of the vagus nerve spots. And then from here, you can switch into the next, and you go over your eyelid, tracing that vagus nerve down to the center of your brow right here. I feel this one the most out of everything right here. When you push on this and you like are calm, you're sitting down, I can feel something happening in my brain. Like I can actually feel like a physical feeling in my brain when I stimulate this, something is changing. And that's because my brain is switching, because I'm always in that sympathetic, I'm always in that fight or flight throughout the day, especially eating. Every time I eat, I do this before I eat, every single time. So you can stimulate right there, 1 or 2 fingers. You can do one side and just focus on one side, do those different points, and then switch to the other. So with the breathing, the double breath, and then a regular inhale, and then humming to vibrate the vagus nerve in your throat. And then as well as your ears. I feel this one immensely too. Here, for me specifically, I feel this one the most, and I feel this one pretty decently. This one is just instantaneous for me. I can feel a switch happen. This one works good for me too. And then you go to your ears. The ear one instantly puts you into a calm state. I feel like I could sleep. After I do this ear one, I'll like open my eyes and I'm like, oh my God. The ear one is great before bed because I've been sleeping great. Ever since I started doing the ear one, I sleep fantastic. Because when you're worrying and you're in anxiety before you're going to bed and you're ruminating, you're thinking about the narcissist and that, your body is tired, but your brain is on overdrive. So we need to get the brain to be on the same point as the body. How we do that, we got to switch in that nervous system. We got to stimulate that vagus nerve. So you can take your ears and you just do one side and you massage the top and you just slowly work down. And you can feel this one instantaneously. Like I already feel calm just touching it. I just fall asleep. Right now I'm like, oh. And that concludes the video, guys. I'm too calm to finish. So you keep rubbing, go from the top all the way to the bottom. And then you take this part right here is the tragus. You take that and you just massage that lightly as well. And then you take the inside of your finger and you go into your ear and you're just gonna push right in the canal and move back and forth ever so gently. You don't have to push hard at all. Your ears are super sensitive. If you push hard, you're gonna like get an ache. So don't push hard. You just, with all of these, you're not gonna be like jabbing your face and like moving around. It's like so light, like barely touching to stimulate that vagus nerve. So on the inner ear, you just move around and you keep doing that. And you can do both sides at the same time if you want to save time. At nighttime, I usually, when I'm sitting on the couch watching a movie, I'll just do like one side and I'll do the next. And you will feel so calm. I promise you guys that. And if you try these, please comment on this. Let me know which ones work the best for you. They were absolutely game-changing for me. Anything to do with breath and stimulating the vagus nerve is going to put you in that state of calmness, switch your nervous system, switch you out of that fight or flight response. And it's so, so beneficial after going through a narcissistic relationship or any kind of traumatic, anything traumatic. Like I said, my traumatic thing is with swallowing. So that's what I used and it helps so much. And I've heard so many comments of people having digestive issues. Do the vagus nerve, because if you're having digestive issues, most likely what that means is you are not in a rest and relaxed state. If you're nervous all the time and anxiety and worried, your body isn't in the right state to digest food properly. So when you can change that fuse out and redo the pattern of you being safe, really safe, like safe in your own body, safe in your own energy, you're going to stimulate that vagus nerve and you're going to be in a state of calm. You can do this if you're, I've seen this with people that have been in car accidents and it works great. People that have been in car accidents, they'll sit in their car, they'll get back in their car to go driving after a serious car accident and they're super anxious and super worried. And so they'll do these exercises and it'll put them in a state of calmness. I told my mom to do this. I always recommend this to a lot of people. And now I'm going to give you the last reset for a dysregulated nervous system. So, and I've talked about this in other videos, how you essentially, you got to be in a relaxed position. You can like sit, you can lay down, and put your hands behind your head. All right, the only reason you're putting your hands behind your head is just so you don't move your head when you look. And you're going to look at 3 o'clock, and you're going to stare for 30 seconds to a minute and a half, 2 minutes, depending on how dysregulated your nervous system is. Sometimes I feel the shift happen in 30 seconds. Sometimes it's about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. But when you do this and you hold and you look at that 3 o'clock, what's going to happen is you're going to end up taking a deep breath, or you're going to let out a sigh, or you're going to burp, or anything is going to trigger to go into your regular calm state. And you can feel it. You'll feel it. And that's when you stop and you go to the other side. Same thing. Look at, or what would that be, 9 o'clock? Look over at 9 o'clock, 30 seconds to 2 minutes, roughly 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, depending on how dysregulated your nervous system is. And you're going to get a, because you're going into that calm state now. And I highly recommend trying these guys. If you are worrying, you have anxiety, you have PTSD, a lot of therapists recommend this. I took it like a step further. I just gave you guys like, probably 8 different techniques. I do all of them. Sometimes I'll do them all right in a row. Like in the morning, it'll be a ritual. I made it a ritual, and I'll just be like, okay, I'm going to do everything. And I just feel amazing. I feel so calm. And sometimes I get anxiety at the gym because like I said, I used to be a bodybuilder, and I used to lift heavy weights and do crazy shit. And I wasn't like state ranked or anything, but back 2018, 2019, I was deadlifting 600 pounds, squatting 500 pounds, front squatting 400 pounds. Like I was doing heavy weight for reps. And when you do like extreme exercise, you're putting your body in a state of fight or flight. You're putting adrenaline into your body, and you're getting jacked up. And what happened was, I remember in Colorado in 2021, I'm just going to tell you this last story real quick. I was front squatting, and I was front squatting 400 pounds for probably like 5 years. I didn't know anyone that could do that. Like that's a crazy amount of weight. And I'm not saying that egotistically or arrogantly. I'm just trying to explain it through this story. And essentially, I was doing it for years, and I was like, I'm going to start cutting. And I was dieting for 2 weeks and fasting all day. And I went to front squat 400 pounds. And when you have all that weight here, like that much weight, the bar is pushing into your throat. You can't breathe. When the weight goes up that high, you literally cannot breathe. It's a struggle just to get that one breath to be able to go down. And on top of it, I wasn't eating. I didn't eat all day. I was trying to cut. Anyway, I have it on film too. My buddy was filming it, and I got all the way down, and I got all the way back up. And by the time I stood up, the room just everything started going black and going to tunnel vision, and I was blacking out. I ended up leaning forward, and I had the safety bar set up below, and the weight fell off. The bar hit. It was a lot of weight. It hit and came back, hit me in the throat, knocked me backwards unconscious. And I was on the ground like delirious and so out of it. And anyway, what ended up happening with that was the last time I ever front squatted. It was 3 years ago, because I got PTSD from it. I'm like, wow, I don't ever want to black out again. That was scary as hell. You could die. If the bar had hit me in the face, like, yeah, that would have been game over most likely. So I got PTSD from that. So now even trying to get back to trying to regain muscle and trying to lift heavier weights, I have anxiety. I have PTSD symptoms from that. And so at the gym now, what I'll do is I'll usually just go sit on the bike, and I'll just massage my ear. And what I tell myself in my head is, I am safe. And that's the issue with all of us, is that we don't feel safe. That's why we worry. That's why there's anxiety. That's why there's the PTSD, because you don't feel safe. Whether you were traumatized as a child, you were abandoned as a child, that will make you not feel safe throughout your whole entire life. When you get into new relationships, you will not feel safe. So it's important to go on the healing journey, do all the self-love, and get your nervous system back to a regular state so that you can feel safe in everything that you do and you feel safe in your own energy. When you feel safe in your own energy, then you will start trusting more as well. You'll be able to trust that you can get into a new relationship without that person being toxic as shit and hurting you. Because when you don't feel safe, you're not going to trust. And after a narcissistic relationship, you don't trust, right? I hear it all the time in comments and emails I get. People just cannot trust. How do you go through something that traumatic, that someone could do those crazy manipulations, and you think that they're a normal person, but it's all a mask, it's all an illusion? How can people do that? If you know that people can do that, how are you going to be able to trust again? If people can put on such a facade and an illusion to trick you, how will you be able to trust ever again? Well, you have to feel safe. You have to feel safe. In order to do that, you have to get your nervous system in a state of feeling calm in normal situations and being in your own energy, going on the healing journey, giving yourself the self-love. And these practices and techniques are a form of self-love. You're taking care of yourself. You know, after I do an intense workout, you know, a lot of people don't stretch. A lot of people don't do ice baths. A lot of people don't do cold immersion. A lot of people don't do massage therapy. A lot of people just do the workout, and it's like, well, you just killed your body, put yourself in that crazy nervous state. Now it's time to take care of yourself. By taking care of yourself, that is self-love. So like after I do hard workouts, I have a foam roller. I'll foam roll for like 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes sometimes, depending on how rough I'm feeling. I'll take time, I'll meditate, I'll go into a place and I'll get my nervous system back to a regular response. And the problem is, like, a lot of people, we do these crazy things, and you know, when we go through these narcissistic relationships afterwards, when we're out of the relationship, it's almost like our body thinks we are skydiving every single day. You know, when you jump out of a plane, your nervous system is like boom, like on point, like, oh, we're gonna die. Like you know, if that parachute doesn't open, you die. There's only one or two ways, like there's no in between. You either are gonna live or you're gonna die. When you put yourself in those kind of crazy, risky situations, that's what it's like for your body and your nervous system after a narcissistic relationship. You're constantly skydiving every day, going out to meet new people, skydiving. You wanna try and go into a new relationship, skydiving. So that's why it's important to regulate your nervous system, do these techniques, take care of yourself, give yourself the self-love, and that's going to help you along your journey exponentially. I can't tell you how helpful it was to me to learn all these vagus nerve exercises. I highly recommend go on YouTube, look up vagus nerve exercises. There's a bunch of different ones. Those are the ones that work best for me, and you will not be sorry you looked it up and researched it. I promise you that. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope you guys can all start to feel safe and can start learning to trust eventually in good time. Obviously, if you just got out of the narcissistic relationship, you're not ready to go into a new relationship. I always tell people, do not go get under another warm body, because all you're going to do is bring the trauma you have into that next relationship, and you're going to ruin it. And if it's a good person that you actually would want to be with, you're going to ruin that chance with them, and you're also going to put your baggage onto them, and now they're going to take that into their next relationship. So you owe it to yourself and the next person that you're going to be with to heal and to take the time to do it. Okay, guys? So comment on this. Let me know if this was helpful. I hope you guys are all enjoying the first week of the new year, and it's just going to keep getting better and better from here. And I really appreciate all of you. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get this video out to as many people as possible, because I truly do know that these techniques will help and will save someone from years and years of agony. So enjoy the day, guys. Go get a workout in if you can, and stay healthy, eat good, be your best self, and just know that better days are coming, and this is your time to shine. I believe in all of you. All right, guys, take care.